Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals On The Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, and on the last episode, I said the offseason was over, and I lied. The offseason is now over. The Bengals have made their initial 53-man roster. They have also signed veteran guard, Dalton Risner. Let's go. That's something we've been probably asking for 3 years, and every time the offseason rolls around, I said, Dalton Risner would be a great fit for the Bengals. He's someone that the team was interested in the 2019 draft. I've been a fan of him since that draft process. He's always been a really good pass protector. We're going to watch film on Dalton Risner today, so you can get an idea. And I know he was still out there until the final days of August, but that's how it goes sometimes. I still think he can help, and I think he can win a starting job and upgrade the right guard spot potentially. It gives them depth at the very least, and we'll recap that at the end. But I wanted to go over a couple of the cuts and moves really quickly. No big surprises. They didn't claim anyone. They didn't get anybody claimed off their roster. The big shocks of who made the team, and I don't know the corresponding move to Risner yet, so I could, by the time you're hearing this guy could have been cut. But Eric Gregory and Howard Cross, both undrafted defensive tackles, made the initial 53-man roster. We'll see if one of those guys, probably Gregory, if someone's cut. But gives you questions about McKinley Jackson, because they also put a claim in for Jordan Jefferson, the nose tackle from LSU, same draft as McKinley Jackson, went to the Jags 20 picks after Jackson, and it was cut and claimed. I don't know where he was claimed. Doesn't matter. But the Bengals put in a waiver claim for him. Didn't get him. What would have been the corresponding move there? Is that, again, another shot at McKinley Jackson, who we said maybe not be a true nose tackle, and yet that's your backup nose tackle right now, so it might be a weird fit. Maybe they wanted a more true nose tackle like Jefferson. Cam Grandy made the roster. To me, makes a ton of sense. He should be on the roster over Tanner Hudson in a lot of ways, because you don't have a backup to Drew Sample. Cam Grandy is that, and in fact, I think he can be a better version of Drew Sample. I wouldn't be surprised if that was this year. I'm a big fan of Grandy. Hope he sticks on that roster. And to me, it makes sense if he does. But other than that, no big shockers anywhere else. It went as expected. Dejan Anthony went to IR, so PJ Jules made the roster at safety. And again, if they make a move there, we'll see. Jules is really good on special teams, so who would you knock off? Because Tyson Anderson is good as well. I don't think they'll add a fifth safety at this point. And then Shaka Hayward made it as the special teams guy, while Mumbujan Mehta and Joe Giles Harris are on the practice squad as of now. So the Bengals have to make a move on the offensive line. Speaking of offensive line, Andrew Coker, Devin Cochran, neither made the initial 53, both are on the practice squad, along with Jackson Kirkland and Seth McLaughlin. 4 guys on the practice squad from the offensive line. There were only initially 8 guys on the O-line. There is 9 now with the signing of Risner. So let's dive into that Dalton Risner film. Again, I think this is a good player. We're going to go back. I figured a lot of analysts and Bengals analysts are going to watch film on Risner. I'm trying to pick a game that maybe not everyone picks, because you can watch the last game in the playoffs. You could watch, I tried to see when's the last time they played the Bengals, and that was in 2023. You remember the Jake Browning game, the T. Higgins jump catch, reach over the goal line. Risner gave up 5 pressures in that game. And I watched that one and I go, maybe not his best game to show people that don't know who Dalton Risner is. But it's a fun game to watch. Maybe we'll post that somewhere else. Maybe we'll post that on X or something after we get our first exposure, because I want to show what he looks like normally as a guy who hasn't given up 1 sack in the last 2 years, right? He may have given up a decent amount of pressure, but he grades really well from PFF. So I picked the Week 18 final game, Lions versus Vikings, because he gets a lot of true pass sets, a lot of throwing the ball in this game. I think we have 35 snaps to watch of passing plays where I removed the play action plays because I just want to watch drop back passing. He gave up 2 pressures in this game, both on true pass sets. So it'll give us an idea. That's about what normal is for him. If he plays a full season and gives up 35 pressures, that's about normal for him. Didn't give up a sack. So let's watch that one. And he had like a 79 PFF grade in pass protection, which we would take every single week. That's about average for where he typically is. He's normally graded in the 70s somewhere. So this is the game I picked. Hopefully no one else did it. And if not, or if they did, then we could always watch more games. But the season is right around the corner. Let's dive into the Dalton Risner film now. Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions. It's not often we get to watch other teams when they sign a free agent. This stuff usually happens. If you don't watch Bengals on the Brain, we are here all off season too. But if you're just here showing up for the regular season, we do watch other teams, and largely it's when they sign a guy. And Dalton Risner is number 66, playing right guard. Last year was the first year he ever played right guard. So just so you know, he was a left tackle in college. He played left tackle with the Broncos and then left tackle with the Vikings in 2023, and then right guard. I meant to say left guard with the Vikings and then right guard in 2024. And his numbers looked just as they always do. So we've got 35 plays here. I'm not going to stop it every single time. If it's a play like this where there's not much to say, I will just from the beginning, because we, as we sit here and say, okay, how many guys do the Lions bring? Is this a blitz? Like, we've got so many things happening here. And it looks like the interior of the line, as I say, I'm not going to stop it, all pinched inside to let this throw get off pretty quickly, right? So Risner does this thing, just pushes his guy inside there. And the center is the one. Garrett Bradbury, they got rid of him. I think that's Bradbury. It is. He's now the starter for the Patriots. So we may see the center get beat up a little bit. So I'm going to wait for plays that are worth evaluating. I'd like to see some one-on-one pass blocks. This one's worth evaluating, in my opinion, especially because I think this is, we get a shotgun pass protection here, very similar to what you're going to see with the Bengals anyways. And he tries to go for like the punch and then the outside wide grip. You don't see that too much from the Bengals, but rides that guy inside. Ball comes out quickly for the first down. And maybe that's different now when Scott Peters is there. So it'll be interesting because Justin Riscotti, who's an assistant offensive coach for the Bengals, marrying the passing game with the offensive line. That's what he did with the Vikings. He was there in 2023 when Risner was there. He's very familiar with him. So we'll have to see if, again, we got a two-hand punch. So I just want to see how he sets, how he, what he likes to do. They're setting him early in the pocket, much like I talked about with Scott Peters versus Frank Pollock, where Pollock was having these guys out back like this, which is more reminiscent to this, but it's only because he's going to help with the nose tackle here. So he's setting good depth in the pocket, good space for Darnold to sit. I'd like to hopefully see some stunts and twists. That was how you attacked the Bengals offensive line in previous years. You only rush 4 and you do a stunt or twist on one side, really muddy up the lane for Joe Burrow. So hopefully we see that from the Lions versus the Vikings here, because Darnold's got some weird pocket presence as well. As we see Bradbury here getting knocked off, and then the defensive tackle's coming inside. Risner keeping his head up, going to turn inside to help out here. Let's see. Yep, does his thing. Stones that guy, and that's a good throw. Maybe a little too far. I don't know. I think Gesicki gets that if that's Hawkinson's a good player, but if that's Burrow to Gesicki. All right, we're in the shotgun again here, in the shadow of the goalpost. And I think these are all just pass plays that I've got queued up. Maybe it's not. I went into the NFL Pro app here and took out play actions and left every other play. And so far, we're all just getting passes. But they do throw the ball the majority of the time in this game. We've got a little decision-making for Risner here as he's talking with a center right away. We got a potential blitz as they're showing 2 guys in the A-gap, which it looks like both are dropping out. And then we're going to bring our edge guys. So it's 1, 2, 3 only. Is this guy also dropping out? And then we're playing man coverage here. Looks like it. So Risner's got to do a little bit of processing here. And he sees, okay, let me get that, make sure that guy goes inside, put a hand on him so Bradbury gets enough time to check him. And then I'm going to take this linebacker. We got a nickel corner. That's the running back. Aaron Jones sees him there and kind of whiffs, but Risner does his job, picks him up, and we are just missing Hawkinson out of his reach. Come on, Darnold. Darnold had a great year last year. Got himself a decent contract. Flipping the screen around. He's on our left side now. But still, Darnold is still no. Yeah, there's a really good pass set there. We get a lot to look at on this one. Okay. Again, 2 hands wide. Got a reset now. Both sides resetting, getting his hands back underneath. Base looking good, very balanced. Oh, yeah. This is what I talk about all the time. And I show my son this because he's mostly playing O-line this year. But when he does get a little bit of D-line reps, I'm like, grab that other guy's arm. Get it out of there. And that he does. And Risner pulls it away. 66 or 66, gets it back underneath. And now the same thing, right? We've got, again, the other side grabbing Risner by the wrist. So let's see if Risner can get his hand away and get it back underneath and just keep him away from Darnold. And he does. That's a great rep. Very active rush by the defensive tackle. And that's why he was stressing Risner a little bit there. But each time he got him, he's getting his hands out of there and getting him back inside. Oh, yeah. Good anchor. We're throwing some deep balls here. Again, we've got Risner getting the first hands on, and now we've got a nice turning it into a bull rush from the defensive tackle. Risner really sinking his hips. Can you see that there? Bending his knees, sinking his hips, dropping that butt. This is dropping the anchor, really defending against the power and the bull rush. He got very low there. Got his hands back inside, got his hand on the elbow of the defensive tackle to throw that thing out of there. Can't beat me with power if you don't have your arms on me. And then gets himself some space, re-anchors, and sets a nice pocket for Darnold to airmail another ball. Lions showing sugar in the A-gap again. 2 linebackers in the middle of the field, potentially coming. We got to block inside out more than likely. Don't know what's happening there. Risner just double checking, and the throw gets off. Hey, I like this because the processing here, it seemed like they were late to the snap. So there was a little bit of confusion here. As you can see, this guy jumping like this, I'm assuming that play clock just hit 0. It looks like we're picking up here. Shouldn't use yellow with the goalpost there. Let me clear that. Let me use orange. Looks like we're picking up here, which means Risner's got to get this guy here. But watch Risner really quick. Like, let me just see if I can help. Since I got help here, let me see if I can help my running back just in case. One punch to the shoulder there to help the running back out, and then reset and come grab DJ Reader and then anchor on Reader. Nice throw there from Darnold to Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I like that play a lot because he realizes where the help is, where the protection is, who's getting who, and yet realizes he can also help out his running back. You see a lot of communication again. Quick snap. Looked like an easy block there, despite the quarterback rolling out of the pocket. We want that anchor, and I think we're seeing that a lot from Risner early here. We want guys that aren't going to get bull rushed into Joe Burrow, right? We see that with Lucas Patrick in camp, and it's really freaking us out a little bit. Good set outside and out wide. There we go. We have some quickness off the snap here. Let's see it. Watch him going to get out here and get on him, get hands on him, create some space. I like when he does this. You can see he punches and then gets his butt down and gets ready for that anchor. Right there. He's taking the fight to that guy. He's ahead of him each time in every step. First punch, hands reset, get some space, anchor. Like he's just ahead of the rusher the entire time. Like he knows what's coming and he's prepared. He's not shocked. Like Cody Ford, when he plays, I feel like he's shocked the entire time he's playing. Like, oh, you went with that move. Oh, you're trying this. Oh my God, you're trying that. I'm not getting that with Risner in the games I've watched. If he gets beat, it's just because the guy sometimes is faster, stronger, longer, whatever it may be. We're going with the chop here. Looks like he misses. Risner again. We're going to create some depth here. Now get that arm up. Let's see if we can get that elbow out of there. If he can't get this guy's hand from his chest, he can be controlled. So let's see if he gets it out. He's trying to get it underneath. Oh, Darnold's the one that stopped the rush there by looking that way and then going the other way. Again, we're missing by Darnold. Jefferson's losing his mind. Okay, let's see what you got. Lions look like they're blitzing again, potentially. At least bringing 5. They don't. They bring 4. See, Risner again is winning these hand battles very, very well. Like, this guy's inside of him. I don't like how initially he's so wide, but he really gets his hands back inside on that a lot. Because now look at his positioning. Like, from two steps difference, he went from being the wide guy giving up his chest to now anchored, hands inside, and controlling. And he's the one this time with his hand on the wrist of the rusher. So completely neutralizing that guy. You see him throwing that hand out of there while the right hand is punching and just stalemating. He is just set up 2 yards away from Darnold, and that rusher is getting absolutely nothing once you get to that point. So far, very, very good hands. Guy's going inside. He takes him, and we just, is this how the rest of the NFL fan base is living? Is this why we have so much faith in Joe Burrow? Because he does not have 5 misses in the matter of 2 drives? It's like our 3rd drive now. Burrow may have 5 misses in a game on a bad game, not on consecutive drives. Is this what average quarterback plays? Is this what quarterbacks who wear number 14? Did we forget that quickly? Hey, we might have a miss here by Risner. Oh, but we've got a lot of action going on. Let's go back. All right. Nice outside rush by the defensive tackle. 2-hand swipe. Got those arms out there from Risner. Risner's going to dip that shoulder and see if he can lay into this guy a little bit and make sure he passes him off that way. He does. Now I'm like, okay, I got to come back and help out my center here. And let me come all the way back around. Oh, center's got it. There's another guy rushing. Let me come back to the right. Makes a nice passing lane for Darnold. So even when he lost there, the headiness, he was still able to get a piece by throwing the shoulder in there. Sometimes you get those hands knocked down. Let me put a chicken wing out there with the elbow. Let me get a shoulder. Let me get a knee, something just to slow that guy down. Hip check him as he's coming around. Okay, I'd say that's a pressure. I'd say that's our first pressure against Dalton Risner. And so let's take our time. And so there should be one more coming. All right, so do we knock that hand away? We do not. Hand stayed to the outside. 91, is that Onwuzurike? Really stayed inside. He's trying to anchor, and I think we might get tripped up here. Is that what happened? Yeah, he couldn't move his foot back inside, so he's got a power step back inside this way, which he's trying to. It's not a complete loss. Burrow will figure it out from there, but that's definitely a pressure on Dalton Risner and a win for, I think that's Levi Onwuzurike. Lions giving us a lot of looks here. 3 down linemen, a standing edge, linebackers looking like they're going to blitz. But yeah, Garrett Bradbury stinks at center. Absolutely stinks. I don't want to go back and watch players that aren't on our roster. But let's watch here. Oh, that was the guard, wasn't it? That was the left guard. Just absolutely beat across his face. Good rush. Really good rush. Again, not spending too much time on the players not wearing Bengal stripes now, but okay, we got a deep ball here, so let's see how the pass protection looks. Said I wasn't going to stop every play, and what am I doing? Stopping every play. Hands are wide again. Guys tried to rip them and go back to the inside. Risner recovers from there. This is like a stalemate, I would say, between the two. Neither guys land either of their hands where I think they want to. They're almost just locking horns, and Risner's able to just keep his hips in front to allow this deep ball to go to absolutely nobody. Back down inside the 10-yard line. Rolling pocket. Get in there. Good job by the Lions D. Jack Campbell. Nothing from an evaluation point on Risner there. See, we got a miss to an outside rush again here. And then a pickup. Hey, Dalton Risner. I don't even want him if that ball's completed yet, because I like when we have layers in a single play. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things to talk about in a single play. We're going to outside rush again. This guy's cross chopping those arms. Risner loses with the arms, and he goes, all right, headbutt is next. I don't have any hands. I'm at least going to headbutt you or throw my shoulder in you. He does, passes him off to the tackle completely. I mean, like, I don't even know if this is meant to be a stunt because of how late it is, but Risner drives him wide and into the tackle and then comes back in like, all right, is it a stunt? Let me see here. Eyes on. No, my guy is like drifting. If it is a stunt, this guy's just drifting here. It's getting to the passing lane. But then this is when Risner goes, well, I can probably help here as the center's getting beat. Let me come all the way across and pick up DJ Reader to allow Darnold to escape. I like that after the catch. That's not what I meant. I like that second reaction from Darnold is going to be very similar to Joe Burrow, and you got to stay with it as an offensive lineman. We saw that with Lucas Patrick, right? Not staying with it in that Commanders game. Risner there helping out his quarterback. Oh, he's getting ready for that screen. Yeah, that's a good screen block. Good job. Holding that guy up and then just staying in front of him. All right, you got Jack Campbell in front of you. Is he coming or not? Are we blitzing 31? We got a lot going on here. No, he's not coming. Campbell just tying you up. He recognized it. Risner realized right away Campbell's not coming. And you see his eyes just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Who can I help out? Very, very, very smart here. You can tell he's played a lot of snaps. Watch. He's watching this guy right away. Like, I've got to be aware of Campbell. But let's see. Nope, he's not coming. Who can I help? You like to see that. Although the Bengals don't get blitzed a lot, they get a lot of blitz looks to try and get these one-on-one matchups or unblocked defenders versus the Bengals that are going to throw the ball pretty quickly. All right. Who you got? Zach Pascal? Is that what it is? This is why coaches probably watch Risner and don't think he's as good as we do, because he reaches with those two-hand punches right down the middle and they get swatted down. Well, he's a good enough athlete, again, a left tackle, an elite athlete coming out, that he can get his hips back in front and stay with these guys. Like, functionally, I will take that. From a data perspective, it's not a loss. From a coach's evaluation, they might be like, yeah, we'd rather you not get your hands knocked down as often as you do here. Because we probably say like 5 times in these 20 reps, if we're in 20 now, if we're looking at 20% of them where he's losing the hand battle initially, it's not resulting in pressures from a counting perspective because he recovers really, really well. And he's throwing, I wouldn't say throwing down, but he's against Reader here. Is that Reader? Yeah, 98. And he's got control of Reader. He's washing him inside and pushing him down as Darnold finds somebody while he's outside of the pocket. Looks good to me. Little confusion on who was getting who there. They're sliding that line all the way to the left. So Risner slid with it. I'm not going to spend too much time there because that could just be a call from the center or Sam Darnold. I'm looking for more physical losses because the Bengals don't have too many mental losses on the offensive line the last few years. So again here, that two-hand punch, we got a pressure on the quarterback. This might be the other one on Risner if we get two. Two-hand punch, swatted that. The guy's really going wide. So, like, that's the thing so far we've seen with Risner is you're not beating him straight through. You're not beating him on the short angles. If you're really going to get around him, it's here. And I think that's based on him. Like, he's long there. He is really making you, if you're going to beat him, you've got to run here or run here. That's what you want if you're Joe Burrow in this offense. I don't want a guy that's going to go right through my offensive lineman. That's the reason why, like Amarius Mims versus Jonah Williams, they both give up like the same amount of pressures last year per snap and pass block efficiency, but between 2023 Jonah in 2024 Mims. Like the rate of Burrow getting pressured from them was about the same, but the difference of how you're getting pressured makes a big difference. And so we see Risner push that guy all the way wide. He to the point where he's giving him again to the tackle, and then he's trying to cut back inside and pick this guy up, gets a hit on the quarterback. So that transition, that pass off could have been a little bit cleaner. But again, I don't know if it was a supposed to be stunt. It's just that Risner's riding that guy so far wide. It'll be interesting. They may need some practice reps with Mims there. We got a blitz pickup situation here, where he realizes right away, I've got to go get that inside guy and protect my quarterback, which ends up giving them a free rusher. And I don't know if this is meant to be a screen, but he is riding out there no matter what. Good job. Hey, let's go back. So again, I don't know if this is supposed to be a screen. Let's see if I can watch the full player. No, he's just dumping it off, but he's running out there the whole way and giving at least a cutback lane for the running back. I would love to know if that was designed or not. Because even Bradbury's walking over to talk to him like, where'd you go? How'd you get over there? Maybe Risner knew, this is possible, because veteran offensive linemen do, if the blitz is coming, that ball was coming, going to the running back. Another screen here. Let's see if we can get out in front or get the cutback. That was an ugly play all around. Everyone was off timing, running into each other, bumping into each other a little bit. No evaluation for Risner. See, ball placement. Can we talk about ball placement? Because we don't get to too often, because Burrow is so good and we forgot how the other half is living, how the rest of the world is living. Or no, what we actually, since the Browning year, so 2023, we talked about ball placement. But if you could place this ball here rather than here, this is a catch. And that's what accuracy really is about, and why Burrow is so good. Because he leads, he throws in anticipation, he puts it in position where only his guy can get it at a rate that is uncomparable to anyone in the NFL. Initial power there got Risner to retreat a little bit as he's trying to keep his distance. Oh, he gets his legs taken out by the other guy. That's what happens there. Darnold's panicking a little bit, but that initial pressure and push on Risner probably got Darnold to get into flight mode, run a little bit in the pocket. Can't see the hands though when we're facing this side of the camera. Let's see if he stays with it. Yeah, he was struggling to find someone, but just enough to let Darnold run and escape for that first down. Quick snap. Make sure if he's going to lose here, you lose it to the outside on the twist. That way the tackle can pick it up and you can recover and pick up the guy looping back inside. Quick pass though. Again, I think that's part of the evaluation process, is how fast are we. The Bengals have a lot of quick throws, but you need a guy that can hold up for some of the longer throws. And it looks like Risner can. But the quick throws, a lot of times, guys will lose from an eye test because they know the ball is coming out quickly. Two-hand punch lands in the neck there, but we're going for the swim. Can we knock this hand down right here for the rusher? Can we get that one, knock it down, rip this one over the top, and beat you to the outside? Let's see how Risner recovers here. Again, with length. He recovers with length and pushing those guys outside and being a good athlete. And again, we're ending up with a super late twist inside that he goes and picks up. That's great. Even in a situation where it looks like he may lose that rush, he has recovered time after time. Like if we have now 7 plays where he loses the hand battle, he's recovered on 5 very well. That's a great ratio. little bit of a little too much depth given up there again. You see the difference between he and the left guard. Different situation because the left guard is waiting for that cross dog blitz. It looks like it's coming here. But Risner will give up some space in order to get his hands back inside and get positioning so that he can lock a guy out. But because of it, he is the closest guy to the quarterback. This has happened, I think, at 2 or 3 plays that I've noticed. Really doesn't give Darnold the confidence to step up one more step, and the tackle gets beat, and that ball is coming out. That could be a fumble. I don't think it is. Incomplete. So that is Dalton Risner. I think that's a great representation of the few games I remember watching when he was a free agent. And then I watched that Bengals game because I was thinking maybe we'll use that. And then watching that game reminds me exactly who he is. He's a steady, heady pass protector, especially in for what the Bengals were looking for a guy in true pass sets that can hold up and not give up easy ground and easy wins. You don't want the immediate pressure. You don't want that quick pressure on the inside, and Risner's not going to surrender that too often. We didn't see any run blocking there. And if you were asking, he's always been a below average run blocker. Doesn't matter. Denver, Minnesota, and Minnesota has a good run scheme. Denver did at some points and didn't at other points during his 4 years in with the Broncos. It's more him. I don't think he's very physical there. He's not as quick. He just doesn't look as decisive and good as he does when he's pass protecting. This is the Bengals. The entire offensive line can't run block for many years. Maybe Scott Peters fixes that. I don't know if he fixes Dalton Risner, but Lucas Patrick isn't a great run blocker either. So if the battle is between the two of them, I don't think either guy's getting ground in the run blocking on the right side. And we need Amarius Mims to be a better run blocker. So that right side right now, you may want to run it to the left for a little bit until Mims takes that next step. I still expect, right now, Risner hasn't played preseason since 2021. So it has not affected him in a long time. I still expect Lucas Patrick to get the nod at right guard. And don't be surprised if Jalen Rivers got in there next. The Bengals probably want to make sure Risner's up to speed and ready to go. Zach Taylor said he's in great shape. He was eager to do a workout when he came in for the visit and show the Bengals that he is ready to go. And maybe he is. I think he's the best guard on the roster. I've been high on him for a long time, so maybe I'm tripping. But at the same time, if he is what I've evaluated for the last 6 years, 7 years, I think he's going to be a starting guard for the Bengals and make them better. This offense is pretty damn bulletproof at this point, and that is enough to get you excited. The next episode of Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, will be our projection for the season. That'll be Tuesday. And stats, wins and losses, that should be a fun time. Until next time, Hoo day.